In the heart of Mumbai, rising 27 floors of one of the most crowded cities on Earth, stands a building that has no rival anywhere in the world. It is not a hotel. It is not a corporate tower. It is a single-family home built for just 6 people, and it is worth more than the entire GDP of some small nations. This is Antilia, the private residence of Mukesh Ambani, chairman of Reliance Industries, and it is widely considered the most expensive home ever built for a private family.
To understand why Antilia is so extraordinary, you first have to understand who built it. Mukesh Ambani is one of the richest men in Asia, having inherited and then massively expanded Reliance Industries, a conglomerate with interests in oil, petrochemicals, telecommunications, and retail. When it came time to build a home for his family, he did not simply want a mansion. He wanted a structure that would stand as a symbol of what modern India could achieve, and a statement of his own family's place at the top of global wealth.
The numbers behind Antilia are almost impossible to comprehend. The building sits on a plot of land in the Altamount Road area of South Mumbai, one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the country. It rises to a height of around 173 meters, technically making it as tall as a 60-story building, even though it officially has 27 floors. This is because the ceilings inside are exceptionally high, some reaching over 8 meters, to accommodate massive chandeliers, indoor gardens, and grand entertaining spaces. Construction reportedly cost around $1 billion, though some estimates place the figure higher once furnishings, art, and maintenance are factored in. The land alone was reportedly purchased for tens of millions of dollars from a charitable trust, a deal that drew significant scrutiny at the time. Once you add the cost of importing marble, employing armies of architects and engineers, and outfitting the interior with the finest materials money can buy, Antilia's price tag dwarfs that of any other private residence on the planet, including homes owned by royalty and heads of state. So what exactly is inside this tower? The scale is staggering. Antilia reportedly requires a staff of around 600 people just to keep it running on a daily basis, handling everything from housekeeping to security to maintaining the technical systems that power the building. There are 3 helicopter pads on the roof, allowing family members to bypass Mumbai's notoriously congested traffic entirely. Below ground, there are multiple levels dedicated to parking, capable of housing more than 160 cars, reflecting the family's well-known love of luxury automobiles. The home reportedly includes its own health club, complete with a fully equipped gymnasium, a dance studio, and multiple swimming pools. There is said to be a 200-seat movie theater with state-of-the-art sound and projection systems, rivaling commercial cinemas. Ballrooms designed for hosting hundreds of guests occupy some of the upper floors, while other levels are dedicated entirely to guest suites for visiting family and business associates. One of the most talked about features is the interior landscaping. Antilia is reported to have an entire floor dedicated to hanging gardens, filled with lush greenery that contrasts against the surrounding urban skyline. Some reports describe multiple garden levels throughout the building, designed to bring nature and calm into an otherwise dense vertical structure. There are also reports of a snow room, engineered to produce artificial snowfall and cold temperatures, letting the family fully experience winter despite Mumbai's tropical climate.
The design of the building itself is set to draw inspiration from the lotus flower and the sun, blending elements of traditional Indian architecture with strikingly modern engineering. Different architectural firms were reportedly involved in shaping the various stages of the project, and the result is a structure that looks unlike anything else in Mumbai's skyline. A glass and steel tower that seems to belong more to a science fiction film than a residential neighborhood. Security at Antilia is on a level typically reserved for heads of state. Given the family's immense wealth and public profile, the building is protected around the clock, with layers of surveillance and personnel dedicated to the safety of its residents. This became especially prominent after a 2021 security scare when explosives were found in a vehicle parked near the building, an incident that drew international headlines and intensified security around the property.
Despite its scale, Antilia has also attracted criticism. Mumbai is a city where extreme wealth exists alongside significant poverty, and a billion-dollar private tower rising above neighborhoods where many struggle for basic housing has sparked ongoing debate. Critics argue that Antilia stands as an uncomfortable symbol of inequality, while supporters point to it as evidence of India's economic rise and the success stories that have emerged from its modernizing economy. Beyond the debates, Antilia remains a fascinating case study in how far personal wealth can be pushed when there are essentially no financial limits. It is not simply a house, it is closer to a private vertical city, complete with its own energy systems, medical facilities reportedly on standby, and enough amenities to make its residents almost entirely self-sufficient.
Few buildings in the world blur the line between private residence and small-scale infrastructure the way Antilia does.
When people talk about the most expensive homes on Earth, mansions in Beverly Hills, estates in the English countryside, or oceanfront villas in the Mediterranean often come to mind. But none of them compare to the sheer scale and ambition of Antilia. It is a building that redefines what a home can be, blending residential living with hospitality, entertainment, and infrastructure on a scale usually reserved for entire office complexes or luxury hotels.
It is also worth noting how Antilia compares to other famous private residences around the globe. Buckingham Palace covers far more land and houses hundreds of rooms, but it belongs to the state, and its construction spanned centuries rather than a few short years. The White House, while iconic, is modest in comparison when measured purely in terms of luxury finishes and personal indulgence. Even the grandest estates built by American industrialists during the Gilded Age, filled with imported European art and sprawling grounds, were designed as symbols of old-world elegance rather than as self-contained vertical cities. Antilia is different because it was conceived from the beginning as a fusion of home, hotel, entertainment venue, and fortress stacked into a single tower rising above one of the most densely populated cities on the planet. That combination of density, technology, and unrestrained luxury is what sets it apart from every other private residence in history.
Antilia stands today not just as a home, but as a monument to modern wealth, a 27-story reminder of what unlimited resources can create when there is nothing left to hold them back. Whether viewed as an architectural marvel or a symbol of excess, one thing is certain: there is nothing else quite like it anywhere else in the world.